Psalm TV. Psalm TV, the pulse of
is crucial for success. Jirabo Business School is committed to empowering the next generation of leaders with the skills they need to thrive. We present you our special computer training exclusively designed for SS3 and GSS3 graduates. Our comprehensive program covers a wide range of topics, including Microsoft Word, master the art of document creation and editing, unlock the power of data analysis and visualization, Microsoft Access, learn to manage and analyze database, Microsoft PowerPoint, create stunning presentations that captivate audiences, graphic design using CorelDRAW, unleash your creativity and design skills, Photoshop, enhance your image editing skills and create stunning visuals, programming using web design, build dynamic websites and web applications.
Good evening, viewers. You're welcome to news at 9 p.m. on Psalm TV. I'm Bridget James. This broadcast is coming to you live from Jalingo. This is the Pulse of the Nation. We bring only the stories that matter. Stay with us on Facebook at Psalm TV and YouTube at Psalm TV Live. Here are tonight's major headlines. Adamawa intensifies measles rubella vaccination to protect children. Analysts in Jalingo fault Shidi's debt allegation, citing DMO data. Tinubu meets new service chiefs in closed-door security talk as ECOWAS court launches reform for faster justice delivery. On international news, Biya wins a Cameroon 8th term amidst protests. Business news. Bitgate launches AI trading assistant for Nigerians. Entertainment news. Akpabio Eno joins the Vidos Uyo concert celebration. Sport news. Peter Obi slams NFF over alleged FIFA fund mismanagement. And now the news in full. The Adamawa State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, in collaboration with UNICEF, the World Health Organization, WHO, and with funding support from Gavi, has intensified efforts to protect children from preventable diseases through the ongoing measles rubella vaccination campaign. The campaign, which has recorded a massive turnout across various local government areas, particularly in Yola South, aimed to eliminate measles and rubella infections among children. Our correspondent, Ojoma Yusuf, has the details.
For these kids, it was a turbulent moment as they screamed out loud in pain while receiving the measles rubella vaccination at Yola South local government area of Adamawa. Health officials says parental awareness has increased, leading to sharp reductions in vaccine hesitancy, especially in the northern communities. The chairman for Fathers for Good Health Initiative, Umaru Ali, describes their roles as crucial in mobilizing the members of the communities. Parents now embrace vaccination, and fathers proudly accompany their wives and children to immunization sites.
We have gone around all our primary schools, our tertiary institutions, that is secondary school we have in Adarawa, and we inform the head teachers or the principals. Let them write a letter telling the parents either to tick yes or no when they are children, when they agree to vaccinate. So all the principals, the headmasters give us their maximum cooperation. And they did that. And by the time our team visited their schools, we found no difficulties.
Frankie George, UNICEF Social Behavioral Change Specialist, commended the high level of participation among parents. The turnout from mothers, fathers, and children has been remarkable, George said.
One of the strategies we're also using is also these Fathers for Good Health, because the idea is that we are selecting fathers in their own community. So even if it's a distant community, you don't need to travel to go intimate people about the campaign. Those who reside there, the fathers who reside there, the mother, we also have another group called the Mama to Mama group. All these are community structures that are domiciled in some of these hard to reach places. So instead of us looking for people to come from the city to go do mobilization and engagement, we just have people on ground.
In an interview with Mohammed Kasim, a parent who shared his experience, stated that the effort of the local mobilizers has enlightened him to bring out his children to be vaccinated. Children who are not vaccinated are at risk of dangerous diseases, he said. Caroline Unwala, a caregiver, emphasized that awareness among parents has grown, resulting to a very low rejection rate.
Sometimes the way the children cry, holding them and making them understand that they need it, they need what they are being given to. So those are just the challenges.
Health officials says the strong community response reflects the impact of continuous collaboration among the federal and state governments, UNICEF, World Health Organization, and Gavi in promoting children's survival and well-being. The campaign not only provides life-saving vaccine, but also strengthens public confidence in routine immunization as a key component of child health. Ojoma Yusuf, Som TV News, Yola.
A former lawmaker, Danjuma Usman Shidis, claimed that Taraba State owes 1.2 trillion naira and has been dismissed as false. Verified Debt Management Office figures place the state debt at 84 billion naira. The government clarifies that the proposed 350 billion naira bond remains unassessed and aims to refinance high-interest loans. It says ongoing reform under Governor Kefers have reduced liabilities, boosted transparency, and strengthened internally generated revenue for sustainable economic growth.
My thinking and what I felt is that the figure of 1.2 trillion naira purported to be the debt of Taraba State government.
Sorry about that. In response, financial analyst and Taraba State University lecturer Olayinka Gabriel Muturayo described Shidi's 1.2 trillion naira debt claim as misleading. He explained that officials DMO data confirm the actual debt is 84 billion naira, not the exaggerated figure quoted. Muturaya said the claim undermined physical credibility and urged public figures to verify information before making statements capable of misleading citizens or undermining investor confidence in Taraba's economic management.
My thinking and what I felt is that the figure of 1.2 trillion naira purported to be the debt of Taraba State government is unfounded. Because if you look at what the ex-lawmaker compute to make up that 1.2 trillion naira comprises of certain things that you can't call them a debt. For example, he calculates the ECOWAS bank investment financing that Taraba just secured just about a month ago, or to be 500 billion. For example, he also take into consideration the bond of 350 billion. These two are not things that is already gotten by the state government. The 500 billion, even if, because if you look at it, the amount is $286 million. Even if you look at it at 150 exchange rate, you won't even arrive at that 500 billion. But that's not even the issue. The issue is that the ECOWAS bond fund is a financing, is for financing projects. And if you look at that particular document released by ECOWAS Bank, it shows that there are specific projects. For instance, 100 hectare of rice farm, an agro park, a solar a farm that will generate electricity. So these are financing projects. And the truth is even that this money is not yet in with the Taraba State government. The second one is the 350 billion bond. Yes, the Taraba State House of Assembly has approved the bond, but as we all know, bond has certain process. Bond is not like a normal bank loan that you write a letter and somebody approve and the money is disbursed to you. In the case of bond, you have to go to the capital market. You will have to, at the capital market, you will have to, people have to subscribe for the bond. It is people that will subscribe for the bond before you will now know how much is being subscribed for. It's not as if because you have an approval of 350 billion, you must get 350 billion from the market. I think in the history of bond in Nigeria, only Lagos has superseded the targeted amount that they went to go and get in the market. So if you put the 500 billion and the 350 billion together, you will be having about 850 billion. So if you remove that from the 1.2 trillion naira he's talking about, you're going to be left with about 150 billion. And remind you, he talked about 216 billion loan that was gotten from about 4 banks by the state government. That is talking about UBA, Keystone Bank, Fidelity Bank, and Zenith Bank. The 226 billion was not, that was what is approved by the Taraba State House of Assembly. But I can tell you that my confirmation from some of these banks, it is not all the banks that meet up with the requirement, the obligation. So it is not the whole 260 billion. I think just about 2/3 of that amount was eventually gotten by the state government. But looking at even that money was gotten in 2023. And this money has been servicing, meaning that it is not the it's not the total amount that was released that is still there, because from 2023 to date, we're talking about 2 years. If you remove that from the 150 billion, you are going to be getting what the debt management put in their record as at the first quarter, that Taraba debt is about 83 billion. So for me, what is now the basis at which the ex-lawmaker is claiming you cannot say I own a money that is not yet in my hand. Before you can say something is a debt to me, that means the money must have been with me. I must have used the money. So saying that the 500 billion that was supposed to be the ECOWAS bank financing project and the 350 billion bond approved, because it is approved, is already there, it's a misconception. So I felt that what we need to go by was what we have as the official figure. The Debt Management Office is do you know that in Nigeria, you cannot access loan, either from bank or any financial institution, without getting approval of the Debt Management Office. If the Taraba State government has secured a loan that is approved and they have gotten, the Debt Management Office will have captured it in their because no commercial bank today in Nigeria will give you any fund without, first of all, because there are certain requirements that you must meet before you can get. One is the approval of your state or assembly. Number two is the clearance from Debt Management Office, because the Debt Management Office look at certain deductions that are already statutory within your FAC allocation. So that's why I felt the insinuation of that figure is definitely not correct.
President Bola Tinubu met with newly appointed service chiefs at the State House, Abuja, in a closed-door section aimed at strengthening national security. The meeting followed the appointment to enhance professionalism and morale in the armed forces. Those in attendance include the Chief of Defense Staff, General Olufemi Oluyede, and other senior commanders. Details of their discussions remain undisclosed as of press time, but sources describe the talk as strategic. Detained IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu on Monday abandoned his plan to open his defense at the Federal High Court, Abuja, opting instead to file a no-case submission. Kanu, facing 7 terrorism charges, told Justice James Omotosho that the prosecution had failed to prove any case against him. The judge directed him to submit a written address and adjourn the matter to November 4th, 5th, and 6th for final arguments. The ECOWAS Court of Justice has initiated major reform to streamline judicial processes and ensure faster justice delivery across West Africa. Speaking at the 2025 judicial retreat in Niger State, President Justice Ricardo Conclave said the goal is to deepen collaboration, accountability, and responsiveness. Chief Registrar Dr. Yauza Auru Sama, he noted that over 90% of the court cases now involve human rights violation, underscoring its growing regional importance. Former Jigawa governor and PDP stalwart Sule Lamido has threatened legal action if detained access to buy the party's national chairman nomination form ahead of its November convention in Ibadan. Lamido accused some party leaders of blocking the process, describing it as a breach of internal democracy. He urged the PDP to uphold fairness and transparency, warning that exclusionary politics could further weaken the opposition ahead of 2027 election. The Holy Family Catholic Parish in Takum, Taraba State, has raised alarm over renewed attacks by suspected herders that destroyed farmlands and displaced residents. The parish priest, Reverend Father George Dogo, he described the violence as devastating and urged urgent government intervention. The attack linked to spillovers from Benue State have forced hundreds into Takum town and surrounding villages, prompting calls for security reinforcement and humanitarian relief support from relevant agencies. The Kano State government has exceeded the 15% health budget benchmark set by 2001 Abuja Declaration, allocating over 15% of its 2024 and 2025 budgets to healthcare. Commissioner for Health, Dr. Abubakar Yusuf, he said this milestone demonstrates Governor Abba Yusuf's commitment to universal health coverage. The funding has enhanced hospital renovation, supplied essential medical equipment, and facilitated recruitment of doctors and nurses nationwide. The National Human Rights Commission reported receiving 371,622 complaints in September, with North Central Nigeria recording the highest number linked to banditry, kidnapping, and road crashes. The Executive Secretary, Dr. Tony Ojukwu, he said the data highlight persistent insecurity and human rights abuses nationwide. He added that the Commission concluded 6,819 investigations and visited 144 detention facilities within the period to ensure accountability, justice, and better law enforcement oversight across Nigeria. The federal government and UNICEF have urged journalists to uphold ethical standards in reporting children's issues. Speaking at a training in Ibadan, Information Ministry Permanent Secretary Ogbodo Nam, he said journalists must protect children's dignity and rights through responsible storytelling. UNICEF Lagos Field Chief Salim Leclerc, he added that ethical journalism fosters justice and social protection, encouraging media to amplify children's voices without exposing them to harm or exploitation. The International Institute of Tropical Agriculture has reaffirmed its resolve to strengthen food security in Nigerians through innovation and partnership. After a meeting with UN officials in Abuja, IITA Director General Dr. Simeon Ohei, he said the collaboration would scale proven technologies to smallholders farmers. He added that the partnership aimed to promote climate resilient system, enhance productivity, and make Africa self-sufficient in food through inclusive agricultural transformation initiative. Courts in Kaduna State were shut on Monday as members of the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria began an indefinite strike over unmet demands for financial autonomy and unpaid allowances. The news agency of Nigeria reported that all courts from high to magistrates and Sharia levels were locked. Jusum said the strike followed the government's failure to honor previous agreements and address welfare arrears affecting judiciary workers. The Adara Development Association has urged Kaduna Governor Uba Sani to restore the first-class status of the Adara chiefdom, claiming it was unjustly divided by former Governor Nasir El-Rufai. Publicity Secretary Livinus Jatau, he said renewed bandit attack in Kachia and Kajuru have displaced residents and destroyed facilities. The group demanded military bases in affected communities to ensure safety and protect lives, schools, market, and health centers from further damage. Residents along the Marabar-Kankara-Dansima-Castina road have condemned the suspension of its 147.6 billion naira rehabilitation, accusing Governor Diko Rada and presidential aide Kabir Masari of influencing the cancellation for political reasons. The project, awarded in 2024 to Vipan Global Investment Resources Limited, was halted despite budget approval. Locals warned that the decision worsened insecurity and hardship and could erode President Tinubu's support based in Katsina State by 2027. INEC Chairman Professor Joash Amopitan has appointed veteran journalist and former Punch editor Adedayo Oketola as Chief Press Secretary. The appointment, announced Monday, aimed to improve transparency and public engagement. Oketola, a multiple award-winning journalist with nearly 2 decades of experience, replaced Rotimi Oyekami. Amopitan reaffirms his administration's commitment to credible election, electoral integrity, and improved staff welfare in advancing INEC democratic responsibilities across the Federation. The National Agency for the prohibition of trafficking in persons has rescued 26 children from an orphanage in Benue State and arrested a 60-year-old NGO founder with his female accomplice for alleged trafficking and illegal adoption. NAPTIV spokesperson Vincent Adekoye, he said the suspect deceived parents under a back-to-school program. 4 orphanages in Abuja and Nasarawa are also under investigations as part of agency's crackdown. The Bauchi state government has appointed Brigadier General Marcus Koko Yake, retired, as the first Gongzar of the newly created Zar Chiefdom. The appointment, met under the Zar Chiefdom Law 2025, has triggered protests in Tafawa Balewa local government area, where Sayawa Group insists that Air Comrado Ishaku Komo, retired, remains their legitimate leader. Authorities have called for calm while mediating to preserve peace and resolve the leadership dispute amicably. APM Terminal Apapa has donated vital medical equipment to Simpson Primary Healthcare Center in Ebut, Meta, Lagos, to improve maternal and child health services. CEO Frederick Clint said the donation formed part of the company's corporate social responsibility. Lagos health officials and community leaders commended the gesture, describing it as a model for private sector partnership that enhance healthcare delivery and support women and children's well-being in undeserved communities. Seplat Energy PLC, in collaboration with NNPC Exploration and Production Limited, has rewarded exceptional students from Edo and Delta State with 18 million naira at the 2025 Health Quiz Competition in Asaba. The Pioneer Education Center, Edo, won 10 million naira, while Notre Dame College, Delta, and Ekerstrick Head College, Benin, got 5 million naira and 3 million naira respectively. The program promotes academic excellence, innovation, and leadership among Nigerian youths. The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, says the federal government has rolled out emergency intervention to tackle Nigerian food crisis. Speaking in Akure during farm input distribution, Kyari noted that the measures under the Renewed Hope agenda aim to boost production, lower costs, and strengthen resilience. He reaffirms President Tinubu's commitment to achieving national food security through reform-driven and sustainable agricultural investment program. The Kebbi State government has announced a minor cabinet reshuffle to enhance governance and service delivery. Secretary to the state government, Yakubu Bala Tafida, said Governor Nasir Idris approved the redeployment of 2 commissioners. Samaila Yakubu argued he moves the health ministry, while Haliru Aliyu Wasangu takes charge of internal security. Tafida says the adjustment takes immediate effect and reflects the administration's focus on efficiency and accountability. Police in Enugu have recovered a manned diesel truck stolen from Benin City on Monday. The vehicle, taken at about 12 a.m., was intercepted by officers at 6:30 a.m. along the Enugu-Port Harcourt Expressway in Ozala, Nkanu West local government area. The suspect escaped into the bush after sighting the police. And the Commissioner, Mamman Giwa, he commended the swift response and pledged continuous proactive patrol across the state highway and communities. The Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission has hailed court judgment in Lagos and Enugu that upheld consumer rights. A Lagos court awarded 5 million naira to a DSTV subscriber for wrongful disconnection, while the Enugu court nullified Peace Mass Transit no refund policy. FCCPC Chief Executive Tunji Bello, he said the verdict affirms consumers' protection laws and encourage fairness, accountability, and improve service standards in Nigerians' business environment. Ekiti Governor Biodun Oyebanji has been affirmed as the All Progressive Congress governorship candidate for the 2026 election after a consensus meeting in Ado Ekiti. The exercise, supervised by Kogi Governor Usman Ododo, saw 885 delegates endorse Oyebanji following Mrs. Akinukwe Omolaye's withdrawal. The governor thanked party leaders, delegates, and President Tinubu, pledging inclusive governance, continuity of development, and unity towards victory in the forthcoming poll. An Ekiti High Court in Ado Ekiti has sentenced 3 persons, Shedrack Apos, Lucky Apos, and Odunalo Precious, to death by hanging for robbing an 87-year-old woman of 186,000 naira and a wristwatch. Justice Lekan Ogumoye found them guilty of conspiracy and armed robbery, noting that Adunola, the victim's housemate, facilitated the crime. The judge said the prosecution proved its case beyond reasonable doubt before delivering the capital punishment. Rivers Governor Siminalayi Fubara has expressed satisfaction with the 75% completion of peeling work on the Trans-Calabari Road. Speaking after inspecting the 12.5-kilometer project, he commended the contractor's diligence in describing the job as complex, yet vital to linking Calabari communities to Port Harcourt. February affirms his commitment to completing the road by 2026, saying it will transform trade, mobility, and livelihoods across riverine settlements. Stay tuned. Some of the most exciting stories are just around the corner. After this brief commercial break, every update is one you won't want to miss. Don't go away.
When a tanker bearing fuel falls or an underground pipe bearing fuel bursts, what do? Scooping fuel in your bucket or running far away from impending fire? You have a few seconds to take the wisest decision. Walk away? No, that is not enough. Shift? No, that is not enough. Stay there and gist and take shots with your phone? That is madness. Run. Yes, run away. Yes, your life depends on your action. The flames come suddenly, unexpected but uncontrollable. Why? Fuel is highly inflammable. Why? It just requires a spark to set off a ravaging inferno. So, don't stay there to think. Storm away to live. Do not throw away your life in anguish for meaningless fuel siphoning. Be advised.
Welcome back. We're glad you're still here with us. On the international news, Cameroonian's 92-year-old President Paul Biya has secured a controversial 8th term in office with 53.7% of the vote, according to official results released on Monday. Opposition candidate Issa Chiroma Bakri, who polled 35.2%, rejected the outcome and alleged electoral fraud. Protests erupted in Douala, leading to clashes that left 4 people dead as security forces used tear gas and live bullets to disperse demonstration. U.S. President Donald Trump on Monday ruled out meeting Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney amid a renewed tariff dispute. Trump accused Canada of running a fake anti-tariff and featuring late U.S. President Ronald Reagan and announced a 10% tariff hike on Canadian goods. Kani, speaking in Malaysia, expressed readiness to resume trade talk once the U.S. is willing, saying cooperation remains vital to both nation and economies. In business news, Bill Gates, the world's largest universal exchange, has launched Get Agent, an AI-powered trading assistant designed to enhance trading precision for Nigerian traders. The tool integrated futures, savings, and trading bots in one chat interface, allowing real-time portfolio management without coding. With Gates CEO Gracie Chen, he described it as a game changer, saying it merged human instincts with AI intelligence to help traders make smarter, faster, and more disciplined financial decisions. Entertainment news. Senate President Godswill Akpabio and Akwa Ibom State Governor Omo Eno joined thousands of excited fans at the weekend to celebrate music star Davido's maiden concert in Uyo. Davido, who is touring 5 Nigerian states, he said he chose Akwa Ibom for its peace, beauty, and world-class infrastructure. Akpabio and Eno praised the singer's talent and his role in mentoring Nigerian youth through music and entertainment. The 10th edition of New Media Conference held in Lagos celebrated a decade of digital innovation and honored 100 individuals and organizations shaping Nigerians' online landscape. Top creators like Kiki, Brother Shaggy, Fisayo, and Sisi Yemi Joy Akan met the NMC 100 list and conferred by Oluwatosin Ajibade. The event featured discussions on digital storytelling, AI, and content monetization, highlighting Africans' growing influence in global media. And on sports, former Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi has criticized the Nigerian Football Federation over alleged mismanagement of FIFA funds meant for stadium development and youth talent promotion. In a post on X, Obi described the reported $1.2 million stadium in Kebbi State as a national embarrassment, accusing the NFF of squandering opportunities. He recalled similar unfulfilled FIFA projects during his tenure as Anambra governor, urging accountability in sports administration. And that brings us to the end of today's news roundup. But before we close, here is a quick recap of the major stories we covered. In health news, the Adamawa state government has intensified its measles rubella vaccination campaign aimed at protecting children from preventable diseases and improving public health outcomes across the state. In Taraba, a policy analyst in Jalingo has faulted the debt allegation leveled by Honorable Danjuma Shidi against the state government, citing data from the Debt Management Office, which contradicts the claim and affirm the state fiscal responsibility records. At the national level, President Bola Tinubu met the newly appointed service chiefs in a closed-door security meeting focused on strengthening Nigeria's defense strategy, while the ECOWAS Court of Justice launched major reforms to ensure faster and more efficient justice delivery across the region. On the international scene, Cameroon long-serving leader Paul Biya secured a controversial 8th presidential term amidst protests and allegations of electoral irregularities, reigniting debate over democracy and leadership succession in Central Africa. In business, Bill Gates introduced a new AI-powered trading assistant for Nigerian investors, a move expected to revolutionize digital assets trading by providing real-time insight, risk assessment, and smarter investment tools for both beginner and professional. From the world of entertainment, Senate President Godswill Akpabio and Governor Omo Eno Join other dignitaries and fans in celebrating music superstar Davido's concert in Uyo, a colorful event that blended politics, culture, and artistry on a ground stage. And finally, in sport, former presidential candidate Peter Obi criticized the Nigerian Football Federation over alleged mismanagement of FIFA funds, calling for transparency, accountability, and reform to restore public confidence in the nation's football administration. That's all for today. I am Bridget James. Thank you for joining us. I'm wishing you peace, safety, and a pleasant evening. Goodbye.
Database development, learn to design and manage databases, UI/UX design, create user-friendly and intuitive interfaces. At the Turabo Business School, we believe in creating world-class entrepreneurs and professionals. Our experienced instructors will guide you every step of the way, providing you with hands-on training and mentorship. Don't miss this opportunity to gain a competitive edge. Contact us today to learn more about our program and register for the next session. Call 080-6026-9140, 070-6342-8464, or 090-1010-8844 between 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Mondays to Fridays. Turabo Business School, creating world-class entrepreneurs and professionals. Join us today and unlock your full potential. Turabo Business School, opposite Civil Service Commission, Hamarua Way, Jalingo, Turabo State. Empower yourself with the skills of the future. Register now. In today's digital age, staying ahead